So you got cravings, huh? You gonna give in? Not on my watch you are. In this video, I'll provide 3 powerful ways of dealing with these cravings. So let's break it down. The first thing I'd like to bring to your attention is that you shouldn't have these cravings in the first place. If you are on a frequent basis, to me, that demonstrates a lifestyle change that has not yet occurred. Because the reality of serious lifters and people who prioritize health is that you don't get cravings 24/7. In fact, you crave foods that are good for you. Oh yeah. In fact, you'll usually be very good at cooking. And that's one of the main problems. A lot of these people who crave bad foods is because they're constantly eating out. They actually don't know how to cook. If they do cook, it's some basic stuff, and usually it's not even that good. So what is my advice? Replace the bad habits for good ones. And this is something that gets developed over a long period of time. It's not some quick fix. Yeah, you can get that nice habit in a month or so, but to really stay true to it, it's going to take some time. But that's the root cause. We're not addressing symptoms here. We're not saying, hey, just indulge in your cheat meal once a week or once a month, which is perfectly acceptable, by the way. I have no problem with that. No, I'm telling you to make a lifestyle change such that you no longer want these foods in the first place, to which you don't even have it in the house. And that comes down to willpower and discipline. How bad do you want to overcome these addictions? If you're a food addict and you crave junk all the time, you haven't addressed the root cause. You haven't switched these bad habits for good ones. So in the meantime, when you feel these cravings, you have to reject what your body is telling you. Reject these bad habits and transform them into good ones by eating clean over a long period of time and no longer buying that food, no longer having access to it. Get it out of your life. This marriage is over and there's no going back. Once you accept the fitness lifestyle, it is the only way moving forward. You will never eat like a normal person ever again. There's a reason why your normal person is not really that healthy. There's a reason why your normal person or even your average gym bro doesn't have the body that he desires. His eating habits are screwed. So you need to change that first. That is the first and most important step. Having enough willpower and discipline to override these desires. And then eventually you just don't need it anymore. And the times you do have it, okay, a cheat meal, that's okay. That's step 1. The second thing, which is now we're diving into the methods here, is to incorporate the substitution method. In other words, identify the flavor profile of that which you are trying to consume and make a healthy alternative. So if you're craving ice cream, cookies, candy, which I don't know how that would even be possible, but to each their own, okay, have some fruit. Simple as that. At least now you're getting something that's going to work with your body and it's not going to make you feel like garbage while causing all kinds of health problems down the line, okay? Have some dried figs, some berries, some watermelon if you want something nice and juicy. What if you're craving a bunch of salty French fries with all that gravy on top? What do? I'll just have sweet potatoes, man. Make sweet potato fries. Again, this is why you need to learn how to cook. It's one of the most important steps in achieving health mastery. And it's not hard to do. In fact, I will be making recipe videos for this exact reason. People need to learn how to do this, man. It's really simple. So get yourself a cookbook, watch some videos on YouTube, but substitute. Whenever there's something bad that you want, that you know is garbage, just make a healthy alternative and you don't have to worry. You can make desserts. You can make things that taste so freaking good that you will never crave junk food ever again. Because now, whenever you want the flavor profile, it's like, hey, I got a bunch of different recipes lined up. And the same thing goes for the macros. Analyze what are the macros of the food that you're trying to consume. And then make something similar. It's really simple, but it can make all the difference. And it'll cut that craving immediately. The moment you have that sweet tooth, eat some fruit, done deal. You don't have to worry about it, okay? So be mindful of the flavor profile, replicate that, and then immediately the craving is cut off. And guess what? Every time you do this, you strengthen the neural pathways associated with healthy eating. That habit that I talked about at the beginning of this video gets strengthened more and more and more. Next thing you know, you just never have junk ever again. There is simply no desire to because you have all these recipes lined up. You got all these flavor profiles that you can mix in. And it's going to be so good, so freaking good. You won't want to eat out. Your friends going to be like, hey, let's eat this junk together. You're like, man, come over to my place. I'll make you something good. All right? So look, I'm not telling you to become a chef, okay? But dude, you want something bad? Don't have it. Have something better instead. That's similar. And then my final piece of advice is to make yourself uncomfortable such that you want to eat whatever you're craving, but you're telling your body, fuck you, it's not going to happen. What am I talking about? Well, let's say you have a bag of chips in your house and you really want those chips. You're craving it so badly, man. You open up that bag, man. You're just looking at those chips. What do? Easy. You open up that bag. Take a deep breath. Whiff it. Smell those bag of chips, man. Man, get that aura in. Smells good, doesn't it? What do you do after that? Zip, you seal the bag. You're not going to have it. Too bad. I want you to enjoy that suffering process. I want you to smell that bag of chips. And then think about how you're going to feel after. Think about the fact that you just wasted your week eating healthy for nothing. Because now you got all those empty calories from the chips. Think about all that fat that's going to accumulate around your gut. Think about all the bloat. Think about all those breathing issues that you might have the next day. All the inflammation. Think about all the negatives rather than that instant gratification of, oh, I want the chips right freaking now, right? Feels good in the moment, right? Oh, but you know you're not going to feel good after. So think about the after effects, the consequences of eating that bag of chips while you sniff it, okay? And then zip it, and you know what you could do if you really got balls? If you really got balls, throw it in the garbage. Oh, I know you don't like wasting food. I'm with you. But do you even have the right to call it food? Look what this food has done to you. Look what it did to your health. Throw it out. Fuck it. Get rid of it. And that'll really seal the deal. Another method of employing this, by the way, let's say you're out and all of a sudden you want some food and you feel like going to a nearby place, right? Because that's people do when they're hungry. They just go to a nearby restaurant. Okay, I want it now, right? Instant gratification. Okay. All right, show up to your little place. Show up. Whether it's a restaurant or a grocery store, walk in the aisle and look at all that food. Smell the air. Smells fantastic, doesn't it? All right, get that whiff in, just like you did before. And then think about the consequences of doing this. And you know what you do? Leave. So go in there, right? You get that nice opportunity to smell that food. And then you leave. Every time you do this, you strengthen neural pathways associated with saying, no, I'm not going to indulge. I'm not going to do it. But at the same time, though, there is a negative to this. It can increase your chances of relapsing. In other words, if you do decide to smell that bag of chips and you don't have the willpower, you might actually have the whole thing. And now you just did the reverse. Now you just made that habit worse. So what I'm saying is that if you can overcome it, okay, if you're able to go to a grocery store while you're freaking fasted and you're craving junk food, or you're able to go to a restaurant with your friends and just maybe have a glass of water or something healthy while they're snacking on all this garbage, if you're able to withstand that pressure, you're going to have amazing willpower and you'll be able to overcome these cravings every single time. Just think about the bodybuilders who show up to family gatherings with Tupperwares. Think about these guys who go to restaurants with Tupperwares. I'm not condoning that. I think you got to live a little bit, okay? But if cravings are a problem for you and you're struggling to lose weight, and this is something that is negatively impacting your life on a consistent basis, I'm not talking about cheat meals. I'm talking about this is ruining your life. You constantly crave bad stuff. Use these habits, and it will help you a lot. So in summary, it comes down to three things. Number one, lifestyle change. First and foremost, you have to change the way you view food. Think of it as you're fueling your body, you're getting the nutrients, and health is the long-term objective here. And every time you have this junk, you know what it's going to do to you. Get rid of the cravings. Start craving healthy stuff. Secondly, if you do want to indulge a little bit, substitute. All right, so instead of having candy, have a bowl of fruit, okay? And the final thing, make yourself accountable. Smell that bag of chips if you have to. Go to a freaking grocery store and don't have it, okay? Have some balls. Don't indulge. And every time you do this, you'll just get more and more badass, and you won't be living with your cravings, okay? So that's my advice for you. Hope you learned something from this video. Let me know if you want more advice on dealing with cravings and all kinds of other food addictions, and I'll be sure to help you out.